Good morning everyone, welcome to the channel. Those of you who've tuned in before will know that I live up in Whitley Bay in North Tyneside at the Newcastle coast, and recently we've been covering a few of the EV chargers that have come online. One of the ones I'm most excited for is the Shiremoor Arnold Clark garage. Why? Because it's just in a car superstore, if you like. It's because it's 55p, which is cheaper than a lot of the motorway service charging. So I'm showing you an alternative for rapid charging that is just as quick, but a lot cheaper. The worst case scenario is that you're paying 85p or something crazy out there, 89p some of these. There are lots of ways you can get cheaper charging, e.g. Instavolt after 8 p.m. becomes 54p. Arnold Clark is 55p flat, including contactless and via the app. Tesla's cheaper. Ionity you can get cheaper with a subscription. Lots of these you can get cheaper just with your Octopus Electroverse card, which I've got somewhere. And BEV are a bit cheaper. They're 65p or 55 out of hours too. So lots of different ways you can get things cheaper. If you want a referral code to get the best roaming app from Octopus Electroverse, see the description below and I'll pop a link up on the screen. But yeah, let's go to Shiremoor North Tyneside to go look at the Arnold Clark chargers. Now you can book these, so I will pop up a screen recording of the Arnold Clark app. Here you can see at the top there it's 55p, contactless or booking. I think the contactless is just a introduction fee, so they may start charging a bit more if you're not using the app. I think they essentially spy on a bit of your data if you're using the app, so they know you, the customer, they know your habits, and perhaps they get some sort of benefit out of that. But yeah, I've clicked on the app, I've got the map up. We want Shiremoor here, so let's click on that. Let's say book a charger, and so they've got 6 there, I think, maybe it's 4, and so they're allowing you to book 2 plus a Chademo. So we want the date and time, we want CCS. And this is what the interface looks like. Hopefully that's reasonably in sync and in focus. So we would like today, we would like, let's say 60 minutes, and let's go there for 5 minutes time. Let's confirm the booking. Booking confirmed. At the bottom it comes up with a little banner. So let's get there. Smashing. Plug ourselves in and get down there. I will show you once we get nearer the chargers, eh? So hi everyone, here we are at the traffic lights outside the Arnold Clark garage, as you can just see on the left, if this will let me twist. There we go, just over here. And so the chargers are just by those yellow banners, so we'll quickly be with them. And your Arnold Clark app, once you've selected the book to charger, will display in the main screen where which one you need to use. So there might be up to 8, so you'll get a number of which charger you need to plug in. I've been given number 2, so once I've stopped driving I will show you what that looks like in the app. It's a busy little industrial estate this, with lots of people driving against you in very narrow streets. Right, so here we are at number 2, so let's see how this works. So I'll pull you round in a moment after I've shown you my phone and the app. So here we go. So the app is telling me what I'm plugging in and where to, and you can fairly easily see this on the front. So let's have a look. Whoosh, I'll loosen that a little bit and swing around. So here you go, yes, so hopefully you'll be able to see that fairly easily. Right, so let's get out and have a look at the charger. And before we get out, it says, make sure you pay, and there's clear instructions on the actual charger there. Book, pay, plug in. And it says, tell them when you're here. Do not plug in before you pay. Which is fine that they're being clear about the instructions. Why they've set the software up to be so pernickety, don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, so it says in that you're checking where you are, that you're on a fixed tariff of 55p a kilowatt hour, so that's all good. We've got my email, we've got my car registration, pay with card, and it warns you that you're going to get a £35 pre-authorization charge. So And now I've got to get my card out and type it in. So they've got the Apple Pay. They haven't sorted out Google Pay yet. So yeah, I'm literally just going to type my charge in. So let me just pause it here. This is part my bank's problem rather than just the system. But again, it wants me to authorize it in my banking app. So I've put my details in, I've pressed start charge, and then it's taken me to my banking app to confirm that I'm actually paying. Right, so let's do Right, put my PIN in, should be all approved. Very good. Right, back to making sure the app is working and the paying before we can plug in. Let's turn off the heating in case it's making loads of noise. And it's worked, okay. So if you haven't already done so, please plug in. So let's go out to the charger and plug in the car, eh? And I'll show you, there's actually much more than just a few. So here we go. Here we are at the charging app. So there's nice and clear instructions. Ooh, did I turn the car off? I may not have turned the car off. I need to quickly go do that, otherwise we won't be able to plug in. Amateur hour. Did it. Wonderful. Good. Right, so nice and clear instructions. Brightly displayed here. So now it's saying I can charge, and you do get a little sticker before you plug in. Remember to start your charging session on the app first so it works. But it's saying do it now. And yes, 150 kilowatt hours. So can I lift out? It's not letting me lift this out. What a nightmare. Right, little headache because I couldn't pull the charge cable out, but now, and because I booked it, it wouldn't let me just use my contactless. This booking thing's a bit of a pain, and the paying's still a bit of a pain. But now it says authenticated, and it says connect cable. So I should be able to lift this out. Maybe I need two hands. Aha. So maybe you just got to be quite firm, but that's a good tip. It is a good tip that you might need to be a bit brutal with these things and really yank them out. Another good tip is that sometimes the connector here at the top isn't quite touched in, and that's where they, not where they deliver you the power, but where the communication cables are. Yep. So you just got to do a bit of lifting up until the cables talk to each other, and then the car locks it in. So it appears like it might be working now. Oh, you heard a click. This thing's beeped behind me. So we might be starting. We are starting. So yeah, you should be able to see that. Right, so that's the Arnold Clark charging process. Still think the app for Google users is not good. It would be better if it just had integrated Apple Pay, or if I could save my payment details in the app so that when it comes to the pay, it's already linked, and I don't have to approve it on my banking app every time. The pre-authorization fee at 35 quid is quite cheap, especially if you actually need to charge, because that will cover it easily. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all single units. Well, apart from this one, this is the CHAdeMO one, so you've only got one CHAdeMO one. And instantly, since we plugged in, you can hear the fans coming on in the power unit. Because these are Chem power units, so they're just literally a pedestal with a thing. There's no power equipment in there at all. They've just got the connector. That is your power, and it will smartly share it all across here, which is quite good. And yeah, the other thing you can do is that this QR code that develops, so if you go in and you want to go into the store, use the bathroom, get their free coffee, then you can just quickly scan this on your phone, follow that on your phone, and it'll tell you, you know, how much you've spent. We're currently only at 45p, and how fast you're going, etc. This is a 400 volt charger, but if we come over here to look at the screen, it does do 800 volts, and you probably can go a bit quicker if you do that. And you see I clicked on the CCS. It's a touch screen. You can just pay by contactless, so you don't have to do this silly booking thing. 800 volts means it can charge 400 volt cars or 800 volt cars, so nice and easy there. So yeah, that's it. What have you got around here for amenities? Well, they do free tea and coffees in there. They do have loos, so if you do have to spend here 20 minutes, half an hour, it's not the worst thing in the world. You could just have a look at a few of the cars in the showroom and stuff. They have the new IM5 and IM6, which is like a Geely who own, is it Geely? Is it Sake? a Chinese parent company, OwnMG. So let's just go see if we can see an IM5, which is their kind of like luxury brand. And it's the 5 is the Model Y, Model 3 competitor, and the 6 is the Model Y competitor. They're not quite as efficient as them, but they are cheaper. So that's how they're trying to get in. Let's see if we can see one. They're not over here right at the moment, so I'll find one in a sec. But yeah, you can have a look at all these great BYD Seal U's. These are plug-in hybrids. You don't really want one of those, you want an EV one. Because there's only point in getting a plug-in hybrid if you've got a charger at home, and if you've got a charger at home, yeah, you don't need petrol. Okay guys, right, I'll see you in the next one, and I'll stop charging here in a second. Thanks for tuning in, and check out my referral codes for Instavolt, for Octopus Energy, for Octopus Electroverse, and Back Market for second-hand electronic goods behind you. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Ciao. Right guys, so where am I talking about in the first place? Well, Arnold Clark charges up here in the northeast. I'm talking about the Newcastle upon Tyne one. I've already covered the one down in Birtley, down here, essentially. Yeah, down here. There's going to be one on Scotswood Road, down here, next to the River Tyne. And this one is in North Tyneside, northwest of Newcastle, right by here. So this is the, this is the A19. This is Hollystone Roundabout. This is where a ginormous Instavolt, I have to correct myself if that's wrong, Instavolt EV hub is going to come here with 36 chargers right off the A19. This is where the Village Hotel and the Village Gym is, with a new Ionity hub. This is where a new Starbucks is. There's no grass here anymore, and there's a new Tesla supercharger. And this is where Arnold Clark is. So Ionity will be 43p with a subscription. These Tesla superchargers will be 55p because they're by EV on the Move, and they have a fixed price, which is 55p. Some Tesla superchargers can be as low as 20p, most of them 30. Some of them at peak times go up to 50 or 60p. But Arnold Clark are going for 55p as an introductory price. Whether that's just for the app payment, because it's always been 55p, but now they do contactless, and they put introductory when they introduce contactless payments at 55p. So that may rise in the future. Don't know. But now you know where it is. We're up here in the northeast. There's lots of different Arnold Clark thingamabobs all around. So let's get up the Arnold Clark app/map to show you where. Hey everyone, so this is where the Arnold Clark chargers are. So it is a Scottish brand. So there's loads in the Glasgow, Edinburgh belt of the, what do they call it, Midlands? Scottish Lowlands? Don't know, not the borders between Glasgow and Edinburgh. But there's also like a couple up in Aberdeen, one coming in Perth, some around Dundee, etc., where people live in Scotland, basically the sort of population centres. There's one in Carlisle, which is convenient for the lakes. I've just driven past a few, one in Lancaster, couple in Preston/Blackpool. I've just been past a couple of those actually. And then there's going to be a smattering around the north of England, Yorkshire and Lancashire. And coming down, there's very few Arnold Clark franchises down south. So this is kind of like a northern brand, which is maybe why they're trying to undercut everyone on price as their strategy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know. Literally next time I'm down at my dad's, which is by some of these, I may show you some of those because essentially this is really quite convenient. So this is a lot of the like Blackpool tourist stuff is right by this Arnold Clark garage. And I noticed that I've got to drive out essentially past this one. So I've got to drive in and out past this one. And also right next to Arnold Clark is the X-Pen garage. Don't ask me which one is the X-Pen garage, but one of these is the X-Pen garage. And I really want to try a G6 for comparisons versus the Tesla Model Y, I suppose, which may be my favorite for replacing the Kona. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you've got any questions and if this has been interesting. Someone asked me if I was an accountant or an auditor recently, because apparently I'm dead boring. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.